Welcome, 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 everyone. It is your girl, your co host, your psalmist, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your up to date current eventer, your sister from another mother, rooted and grassrooted right in Northern DMV area in the East Coast, brought to you by Cynthia J. Myself. Welcome, 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 welcome. How is everyone doing today? Yes. How is everyone doing today? Wow. Today is Thursday, and it's been a minute since I seen you guys. I have been so busy, but not that busy enough to tell you that your sister missed you. Yes, I missed you guys. Some people, they just do what they do, but I actually missed you guys. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Make sure everybody is getting ready to chime on in. Chime on in right now. Your sister is making sure she get ready to put up some stuff and get us together here so y'all can follow, like, and share. We're going to be talking about some current event and updated information that's been going on around the nation. It is so much going on. But for those who are first timers just getting ready to get to know your sister, I am Cynthia J. Not only am I a birthing doula, I'm a spiritual healer, a natural herbalist, and much more. I do many things, wear many hats like many of my sisters and brothers do. But I'm going to be up here today just kind of giving y'all some updated information on a few things that has been going on, not just with myself, but what's been going on nationally. Like, I don't know if y'all guys noticed lately, but there has been just some crazy stuff going on. Seriously. Like some crazy stuff that doesn't make any sense. Stuff that it makes you wonder, why are people doing what they doing? Are people in their right mind? That's how bad it has gone around the nation. Like, I'm telling y'all, when you wake up in the morning, you get yourself together, you step outside of your door, you are starting to see the craziest stuff that you never thought you'd seen in your entire life. You thought you had seen crazy, but really, we ain't seen nothing yet. We haven't seen nothing yet. For those who have been keeping up with the news lately, have y'all been seeing what's been going on in Washington, D.C.? Yes. Have y'all been seeing what's been going on in Washington, D.C.? For those who are unaware of it, you know that federal government has pushed out there that the police officers and not just police officers alone, even the state troopers, even other federal agencies, they have been out here like clockwork, to me, harassing people. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, they're trying to, for what they say, keep the crime rate, but it hasn't been any like that. But the stuff that I'm seeing, a lot of harassing brothers and sisters on the street for no apparent reason. They trying to put curfew on people. I mean, just too much. There are intimidating people. There is a video of a brother who's part of the Black Panther who recently had an encounter with them. And for those who haven't got a chance to, if you can, let me go ahead and pull that up. Look it up for you guys. He already let them know. And this is why it's so important that we know, I'm not gonna just say know our rights, but we know the books. We know how to stand on and stay grounded and rooted on what is right and what is just. And for what is going on, a lot of things don't make sense. It's like it's being forceful. It's being very forceful. And so, with that being said, it is time for us to stand our ground. We get it. Laws are meant to keep decency and in order. However, there's a time and a place where it's getting out of hand. And it just seemed like laws are just being created to control. Seriously. Laws are just being created just to control the masses. It's almost like I feel like we're in the purge. Think about it. You know how many purge sections that has been? We've said this a long time ago that we felt like we was going to be in a purge. Had we not? And it makes no sense that people should be intimidated in their own living environment and harassed. It makes no sense. And it's not right. And it's not fair. We're supposed to be a country based on freedom, right? Based on freedom. Then if we're a country based on freedom, then why are we acting as if it is a military hostile environment? Now, don't get me wrong. Some people say, well, hold up, Trump this, Trump that. Okay, granted. I can't get too much into him because I ain't like none of them even before him. However, the people, us as the people, are supposed to be the people that hold the justice down. But the problem is we have some people that are here that act like they don't have no self-control, act like they don't have no value, act like they don't understand, act like they don't understand, act like they don't overstand. So it's just so much confusion, unbalance, no respect, no boundaries, no loyalty, no honesty, like so much going on. And I ain't trying to make it about the politics section, but I just have to draw it out there. I think it's just being a little too forceful. And don't get me wrong, I see the logic of it, why you should have more out there, law enforcement out there in the community, checking everything. However, it's the way that it's being done and how it's being done and how it's being handled. It's not being done as if, hey, I feel safe around you. I don't feel like you're bullying me. I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not giving you anything that you should be jumping on me about. So, you just say, hi, how you doing? Just checking in, just letting y'all know we're in the neighborhood. We keeping watch, and keep it moving. But it's not happening like that. It's not happening like that. And it goes to show right there with so much that's going on, it's ridiculous. But this one I'm going to pull up is pertaining to, and this was about 4 days ago, this posted, where I'm going to read the title. It says, after a police came out to intimidate the community, this brother made sure he knew his laws and that everything he is carrying on him is legal. Y'all hear that? Legal. This particular post is coming from culture.20. And they also state that we posted the same block earlier this week when an undercover decided to harass another young man just walking down the street. Seems like there's a pattern of harassments on this block when it comes to police and the community. This intersection ended up with their supervisor showing up, asking what this gentleman wanted. He then told the supervisor he would like the officers harassing him to leave the area. The supervisor ordered them to leave, and the community was upset due to the fact that when they asked for a supervisor, no one listened to them before. Y'all hear that? No one listened to them before. This is why it's so imperative that we know our rights. And this was another situation, and this was posted, and this was happening New York, New York. But this is showing you this is happening nation all across the United States. It's happening all across the United States. And this is a shame. It's just a shame. Why? But you know what? We cannot be surprised that we will be targeted so much right now. We should not be surprised that we will be targeted, because we are in dangerous times. And we're not even out of the ballpark yet. This is just getting started. Just getting started. And though you hear a lot of things happening internationally. Being in America is supposed to be, again, the land of the free, built on trust, community, respect, honesty, and so much more. And as it used to say in the back of the dollar bill, in God we trust. In God we trust. But as most of us can see, it's not happening like that. And we are living in a corrupt system by those who hide behind these departments and have their puppets. Goes to show what we are dealing with. Yeah. We can sit here, watch and pray and use the gift of discernment every day. But now it's time to be our biggest advocate in our community, with our people, no matter where we are at. We need to stop thinking separate. Now, half the time we have to delineate. But in some cases, if I don't agree with someone, you don't agree, okay, we beg to disagree, but we need to get out there and stand on what is right and what is wrong. And this goes to show how so much corruption is going on that it's not even funny. So brothers and sisters out there, wherever you at, if you're up and down the East Coast, Midwest, West Coast, wherever you at, be watchful. This is going for me too as well. Let's make sure that we are studying our laws in the states that we live in. Try our very best and know how to use the tactics with it. Because if y'all remember, about a month ago, the young man who was pulled over and how he was pulled over for a traffic violation that they tried to say, which technically is still under investigation. Everybody had their own, opinions and their own thoughts based off of video observation. Yet again, why is it that if you are of this, there's an issue? Why are we so restricted? Because we still living in a land that said we were free, that we're not free from in other different aspects. Even our education is sad because there's still demographic ways of how they break down, which gets me to the next topic. For those who are in, again, the DMV area, that know about the DMV area, I know you guys had to hear about the young students that had been suspended in Loudoun County, Virginia. For those who are unaware of what's been going on, for those who do know, our President Trump had, along with those on the other panel with the violations, we know that they had already been getting on schools about the whole trans situation with the bathrooms. I know you guys have heard about that, and y'all have heard me speak on that a couple weeks back. However, there were few counties still left in the state of Virginia. That was Prince William County, Fairfax, and Loudoun County. Loudoun County was one of them that still wants to go by the old article from 2021, 2022. However, it was stated for the bathrooms and locker rooms to be placed back in their original state, meaning if it states male or female, woman or man, girls or boys, whatever. Now, there was a situation where it was a young girl who claims to be a transgender boy in the boys' locker room who had been bullied, is what it was stating. And with that being said, this situation has taken to a whole nother level. Let me go ahead and get into this and read about this for you. And this will be coming from the article off a Newsbreak, where it states Loudoun County parents and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears urge LCPS to end locker room policy. Because remember, federal has their thing, state has their thing, county has their thing. Let's go on. And this happened this week, they said. Wednesday, families of the students who were suspended from Loudoun County Public Schools and student supporters have a news conference outside of Stonebridge High School. This is from one of the parents. My heart is devastated, said the father of one student who was suspended. 16 years old are now branded for life simply because they spoke up about the truth. Now, mind you, there's different articles, different sides. His privacy was violated in the locker room. He was secretly videotaped. This is coming from the other parent now. Secretly videotaped. This is a gross abuse of authority. After a female student who identifies as a male recorded Wolf's son and other boys in Stonebridge High School locker room expressing their discomfort that she was using the boys' locker room for gym class. Now, Loudoun County School launched a title investigation into the three boys and found two of the boys responsible for sex-based discrimination and sexual harassment. They told the two boys on Friday that they faced 10 days of suspension, additional consequences, according to the boys' attorneys. This is how far this has taken, guys. Now, I get it. But my thing is, and this is a conversation, and some of you may like it and some of you may not like it. To each his own. But the truth is the truth. We will no longer live in a society, a world where the lie is becoming the truth and the truth is becoming looking like a lie. No more camouflaging, no more finessing situations and baby talking and all of this to cater to confusion. Too much confusion. Why are we focused on something like that in the schools? Why are we even bringing that in the school? Okay, if a child is that way, that's how they are because it's coming from wherever the situation is coming from. Okay. Do I condone it? No, I do not. However, that's just me giving my thoughts. And this is not just my thoughts on opinion, but as facts, because our children's purpose is to go to school to learn, to feel safe. We know they're not going to always feel comfortable in every situation, but we do know that they should feel safe and that, yes, bullying is not an option. However, this right here, there are situations you're putting individuals in unsafe predicaments. Okay, if that is your sexual preference, you're putting yourself in an unsafe situation. Our children should just focus on, okay, if you prefer to be the opposite of sex, but your body parts is still what it is, you still should be in the bathroom with what your body part is meant for that particular gender. Go on about your business. What you do on outside of the school is outside of the school. I love you still. That still doesn't change the fact that the truth is the truth. I still love you. But that's just look at what it's doing. Now it says Loudoun County policy allows students the option to use school bathrooms and locker rooms based on their chosen gender identity. But then you got boys. Now let's say there's some boys, they ain't gonna look at her as the boy. They're gonna look at her as a girl and gonna try to feel. There's some situations where they're gonna try to feel. In some cases, somewhere else. Might want to put hands. You don't know. So now that you condoning that in the schools, it's bad enough it's happening outside the schools, and mothers and fathers have to be more precautious because it's scary. It's scary out here, guys. It's scary. Now these young kids who supposed to be going to school, supposed to be relating to their peers, supposed to be feeling comfortable. Again, I don't condone the bullying. We shouldn't condone the bullying. But this is where it's leading to. They said this Wednesday they had a conference outside of the school. Supporters of the boys held a sign one said, read, fire Spence, referring to the school division superintendent. The boys' attorney with the Finding Freedom Law Center said they are now partnering with another law group, American First Legal, to take actions. This how far this has gotten. This is how far it's gotten, my people. What are we going to do about this? This is a serious matter. It also states that it goes on to say, moments away from filing for immediate injunctive relief in federal court to prevent one of the boys from being suspended in the first place for 2 weeks of school. But last night they filed the title appeal against the school. Thankfully, the suspension for now said, and this is coming from the attorney for the boys. They said, if the school fails again to do the right thing, we will have no choice but to pursue swift legal action. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Now we get a little bit more information because it was saying a recording done. But see, now we find out that people's privacy was even invaded in there. But I guess you could say that it was necessary that a recording was done. But in some schools now, across the nations, we're not supposed to be having these cell phones on in the school, which is in a way a good thing. But then there's some situations where you just never know what you need to do to protect yourself. It's tricky because in some schools, they are doing it like if you're in a concert. You know how you go to a concert or a comedian show where they don't want you to record the acts because of maybe somebody copying it, or they lose the crowds from paying for tickets and things like that, but they lock up your phone and hold it, or lock it up and give it to you, hold it until it's time for you to leave to unlock it where you can't use it. That's how it's happening in some places across the United States. And it's crazy because what if something happens? Nobody, you can't rely just on the teacher's cell phones in the schools or whatever else, because it's been a lot of situations where there have been some attacks in schools and things like that. So here again, this situation, this is coming from ABC 7 News on your side. And this is very sad. And this is something that we should not be seeing or hearing. So again, look at what's going on around us within the last few months. It's already been so much foolishness and craziness going on. It's been happening. Well, some people will say, well, it's always happening. No, this is beyond the norm, guys. Again, for those who just chiming on in, I'm your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Make sure you send it to some of your peoples so they can hear it and know what's going on. But yeah, so other than that, again, what are we going to do about this? This is just too much. Too much. Too much, guys. On other breaking news, I'm telling y'all, this one is coming about another situation that has happened in Loudoun County with the schools. They had to shut down the cafeteria in the kitchen in the high schools. Yes, in the high schools. And that's just not happening in one area. This is happening across most of the United States, unless, private schools are a little different. But these is pertaining to public schools. Why are they having issues with their cafeteria food? We already know who's funding the food for the schools, but what is going on with the food? Why the school food is so nasty, more than it's ever been? Check this out. One of Loudoun County schools stated in an article, and this happened in Ashburn. It says the school started academic year on theirs was on Thursday. And then they stated the high school is battling a pest infection in its kitchen and cafeteria. We wonder what pest infection that is. What do we think? Let's see. In an email sent to families on Wednesday, the school stated, and this is coming from Barry Woods High School principal, stated this, said that there will be some changes in the school meal as the year starts because of the problem. While staff and contractors work to fix the infestation, breakfast lunch will be prepared at another school offsite. Then the brown bag meal will be brought to the school. That's a lot of work. For all that's work, you better off just order for the whole school, but they don't want to go broke. So now all of this, now these kids got to wait. Now you got to figure out, make sure you got backup transportation just in case the way that you're trying to receive the food being delivered from another school won't be delayed. It just goes to tell you, thank you, love. It just goes to tell you. So right here, it also said while staff and contractors are working to fix the situation, then they also states that, if the problem persists, Ashburn High School may do the same thing on Friday. Now, this is just too much. What is up with these schools? What's going on? What is going on? So I'm saying to you and myself, parents, we need to make sure that we are preparing our children's food because this is too much. Too much going on. Bad enough you had to deal with kids getting sick and all that, but this is just too much. On another news, have y'all heard about this zombie rabbit thing going on? Yes, they said it's a zombie rabbit thing going on that had taken effect in West Virginia. Oh my God. They come up with the craziest titles with this, but it is said, and let me go ahead and pull that up for y'all. And it's not just with in West Virginia, they even saying the spiders. Now, for all those who listening, do not freak out. Please do not freak out. Because sometimes we get a little extra and we be freaking out when we hear stuff and panicking and all that kind of stuff. So let me make sure that I have that for you here so we can get it together. So yeah, it's just so crazy. I don't know what's going on. I ain't never heard no such thing a day in my life. So this was happening. This was 5 days ago, coming from the health article from 105.3 Kiss, and it's on many other articles, so you guys can look this up, where it said urgent zombie rabbit spotted in West Virginia. What you need to know. So this is what they stated. A family. They said rabbits with horns have recently been seen. I'm sorry, not West Virginia, Washington State. Forgive me. Let me repeat that. Washington State. So wildlife officials say these animals are affected with this virus called SPV. It's called SHOP. And so with that being said, they said common rabbit only virus that causes growth of warts around the face, but this one has gotten worse than the norm. It's different. So what they're saying, and I'm going to show you what it looks like for those who please don't get grossed out. You won't even know that this is a rabbit. You can't even see the face really on this rabbit. This little black thing here. But it comes around like a wart. But then their eyes look like they're not a rabbit. It looked like it's about to bust out their head. And I'm like, oh my God, what the heck? What is going on? And so that's what they call it. But even spiders are getting them like that, like certain spiders. So if you see anything that does not look normal, please be careful. Because we don't know what's going on. Scientists could be working on these animals, anything could be happening. And you don't know what's what. It's almost like, how back in the day when rabies had hit years ago for half of us before we was even born, we would see the craziest stuff that would happen and people was getting sick and bit by them, and then they were getting it. But they didn't know. So again, let's make sure that we're protecting ourselves. We are being watchful for a lot of the things that's going on and so forth. Here's another one, and this is going to strike you. 2 days ago, from Science article, a first person ever in a certain area was hit by a meteorite coming from outer space. Y'all gotta hear this. It was a woman. Her name was Ann Hodge. Wasn't doing anything, she said, and she was the first person to ever get hit by a meteorite that they threw under the bus, and you didn't hear no more about it. So she's talking about it again. This happened back in 1954. Yes. I mean, we see movies on people being hit and blown up and all that kind of stuff, but to be actually for real, yes. She was hit with a meteorite, and it was about 8.5 pounds of a rock out of the sky. And they are going to do a documentary, hey love, a documentary on it to talk a little bit more about it so that people will be aware of what's going on and how to handle situations like that so that it won't be thrown under the bus. So with that being said, again, let's pay attention to that. Again, there's so many crazy things going on around the world. I'm still shocked about half the stuff that's going on. I don't know about y'all, but it's just too much. I'm just too much. All I can say is just too much. Please, again, pay attention to your kids. There's so much going on at school. But have y'all seen lately videos going around of teachers quitting their jobs more now? Because of the school system. I know you guys are hearing me say this more often, talking about the school, but I have to. But it just happened to pop up when I was looking at another video, and I said, this is interesting. And then all of a sudden I was seeing rapid videos and podcastings of this occurring. And I'm like, wow, they are serious. Like, not just where I am at, but in other places, not only are they short on teachers and they are fed up and quitting because they can't afford it. They're constantly paying for school supplies, helping other students out who families can't. And then the school is not doing their stuff. And a lot of schools are about to be defunded. As you heard me mention the other three earlier, where if they don't follow federal regulation, the federal government will pull their funding from the schools. So that's another thing. But needless to say, here's another topic coming from the health news from the Hill. And this is going to surprise you guys. Candida auris cases nearly triple as a deadly fungus spread to new states. Now, y'all have heard me mention this before in few previous podcasts, is how rapid and fast certain things that were once at bay, diseases and things like that, are increasing rapidly more now than ever. It said Candida infection reported to the Centers of Disease Control said this year has nearly tripled in the past 3.5 months of healthcare providers struggling to contain a drug-resistant deadly fungus. Now, think about this. Fungus. Fungus is things that become dead, that accumulate. That can come from anything. Not just from outside, but also what we eat. Y'all hear that? So you can look that up for yourself. You can look that up for yourself. Again, you can look that up for yourself. And why I say this? Because you know we are on these media platforms. And let me read this, why this is out there. Copyright disclaimer under the Section 107, the Copyright Act of 1976 Alliance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research, nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips that balance in the favor of fair use. As you hear that on TikTok and all my other social media platforms, I had to put that out there because you know how they do. They be trying to shut a sister down and other people. But anyway, I'm going to read this part, and I'm not going to hold y'all long. It is stated that This has been a very widespread issue because they are spraying into the air. We're going to get to that. Hold that thought, my love. At the end of April, the CDC had recorded 1,052 candida issues. By August 9, the last week available data, the total number of cases have grown to 2,809 cases across 21 states, surpassing the number of cases we saw at the time last year. So this goes to show you, and like one of my beautiful nieces just spoken on, they're spraying it in the air. That is one of bacterial issues that people have with respiratory. What are you going to say, Cynthia J? Are you sure about that? Look it up. Go on our nice little found friend Google and find out, because Google will tell you a lot that you need to know. Not going to say it's always correct, but Google will let you know. So please go up there and you will find out that these are one of the issues why people are sick. And as she stated, one of them is spreading in the air. They're spraying. They're spraying their crops, and they also spraying, and that's why it's called the zombie. For those who have not had a chance to or unaware of this, y'all can go on Google and you will find the zombie apocalypse website on .gov. No joke, it's there. Shout out to our brother Isra who mentioned it a few years back. I had heard it before, but I thought it was a joke. But see, they had blocked a lot of things. So now you can go in and you can find it out. This is why it's very important that we try our best to live our life right, eat right, do right, and get it together. But then you're going to say, so then not everybody can afford it. Well, the best thing I can tell you is fast. Fast your way on out. Purge your body. That's what I'm doing. Because what we getting ready to go through, like they say, the purge, it's about to be no joke. Let me read on. They said, since then, the number of cases have increased every year. The fungus, urgent, antimicrobial resistant threat, because it has developed a way to defeat the drugs that are designed to kill. Did y'all hear that? It has found a way to defeat. So you don't know just by them spraying it in the air, because now it's accumulating with the natural fungus and mutating. I don't have to guess that. That's common sense, because now once something has grown resistant against something, against the antibiotics, against the stuff that's supposed to help us, guess what? This is what you're going to get. It also states that the fungus labeled urgent threat by the CDC is spreading rapidly, hospital study found. In the past 3 months, Kansas, y'all hear that? Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee recorded their cases first, joining 17 other states that were already tracking the fungus spread in 2025 of this year. 2,800 cases reported fair this year. Some of the biggest spread was in the Midwest, where cases are a handful of states more than double since April. In Illinois, reported 362 cases. Michigan reported 242. Ohio also reported 291, and Indiana had 164. This is a serious matter. If you get infected with the pathogen that is resistant to any treatment, there is no treatment we can give you to help you combat it. You all on your own. Let me repeat, for those who are just sliding on that out and just say, oh, God got me. Yeah, God got you, but he also got us to have common sense, to use our gift of discernment. Yeah, the great divine, the creator, the universal, powerful one. Yes, he gives us common sense, discernment, to use the sense and pay attention. Because if you get affected, there is no treatment, no way they saying around it from westernized medicine. So whatever you need to do, you better start doing it now. Start learning your herbs. Start staying away from the foods that feeds the fungus. Yeah. So let me go on. And this is coming from the professor, Melissa Nolan of the mythology and the University of South Carolina. People with a healthy immune system may be able to fight it off, but the fungus mainly spreads still where people are sick and vulnerable. Then they also said fungus can survive on surface like countertops, doorknobs, or even people's skin for a long time before spreading to vulnerable people. Wow. Do y'all hear that? Let me repeat it. The fungus can survive on surface like countertops, doorknobs, or even people's skin for a long time before spreading to vulnerable people. People with catheters, breathing tubes, feeding tubes, PICC lines are at the highest risk because the pathogen can enter into their body through these type of devices. So if you have family members, please be careful. So they're basically saying, remember, we can take a bath and it still causes an issue. That is basically what they're saying. You can scrub, it's still causing an issue. Because now it has found a way. But remember, what's inside of the body protrudes on the outside. And what's on the outside of the body buddies up what's on in the inside, whether you believe it or not. As this goes to say, they also said primarily other people with look like patients with this issue has also been in Nevada and Florida. They found more than half patients require admission, intensive care units, and more 1/3 on ventilation having these issues to be on them as well. So between the average ages between 60 and 64 needed blood transfusion. Now, it makes you wonder, why would they need a blood transfusion? Maybe the oxygen level, because blood is oxygen still. But this goes to show it's very serious, guys. This is not a joking matter. So if you have any family members who have any issues of any health source, please wipe down as much as you can, wash your hands. I always say this to other people. No, nobody listen to me half the time. I just be sitting up here like I tell people, looking like I'm crazy, like I don't know nothing. But I always tell them, and this is what I tell my clients, their families, they get comfortable. I'm good at what I do because I take the time in what I do. I'm good in what I do because I take the time in what I do. And if I come into your home, I'm not going to focus on your body yet. I'm going to focus on your house. So I'm going to put my mask, my gloves, and I'm going to get the scrubbing and spraying and wiping down before I do anything. Back in the day, you know how I used to go places and shake people's hands for an interview? Now, when I go to an interview, I don't even shake hands. They be wanting to shake hands. I be, oh, nice to meet you. I do just like this. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. Or I be like, brothers and sisters in Asian countries. Shoot. And when I go into the stores and stuff now, if I don't have a tissue in my hand, I use my shirt, the bottom of my shirt, and I open up that door. I don't do what most people do. Some people take their shirts and they rub their eyes. I don't do that. Take their shirt. I even try to teach my child, don't use your elbow to hold no door. You better strengthen up them feet and them legs and push that door open or hold it with your foot. Who don't? When you go to the gas pump, I don't even touch that. I take a tissue. And if I ain't got it, I'm going to find me a plastic bag somewhere in my car or my truck or whatever vehicle I'm driving. I'm going to make sure that I'm straight. Yes, indeed. Because it's not a game out here, guys. It's serious. Well, last and not least, last thing, and I'm going to let y'all go. Delta Airlines, Boeing 737 loses parts of its wings in mid-flight. And this was 8 hours ago. They said, and this is coming from the Daily Mail, passengers on Delta Airlines flight were left horrified when part of the plane wing appeared to break off in air. in mid-flight. It scared them and prompted an investigation, raising fresh concerns about the safety of America's Asian fleet. Ongoing troubles with these airline issues on airplanes. Yes, guys. Some people from their window, travelers going to Austin, Texas, could see the jag flap hanging by its hinge at the back of the wing, with a bright red piece of metal visible twisted into the slipstream at the plane's core. See, it's getting tricky with these airplanes. I wonder, do y'all wonder if that could be part of why the delays? It's not just because of not enough captains to fly the planes, but just makes you wonder. It's short staffing in some places. They rushing things. It just makes you wonder. It's a video that showed a section of the flap violently snapping off. Yeah, y'all go look this up. And then the passenger said that they felt bad turbulence. One lady in front of us opened the window and told us it is broken. Thank God for that lady, because we don't know where everybody will be at. Seriously. It's a part of the flap. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's coming from Delta Airlines. I don't know if y'all can see that. The part of the flap that had broken. Yeah. It is that serious, guys. And caught on fire. So with that being said, please be careful. Please be careful. But I will leave you with some good news. There has been a beautiful dolphin spotted in the East Coast in Virginia. Yes. How often do you see dolphins spotted in Virginia? Check this out. A rare, pure white dolphin treated a group of people on a boat tour with one in a lifetime sighting last week at Virginia Harbor. The boat captain footage of a white dolphin. White. Wow. Swimming around near the vessel and coming to the surface a few times, giving an onlooker for a few glimpses. It said Captain John Shield of Harbor Marine, and that was in Virginia. They didn't say which part yet, but they said they shared a video clip with us, a rare pure white dolphin spotted. That was on the 15th. And they wrote the Chesapeake Bay Media, and it was on YouTube. So y'all can find that on there under the Chesapeake Bay Media on YouTube. They toured, they took a picture, and they said the condition of that pigmentation of that dolphin is very rare. So if you see a dolphin heading in our direction, that is something interesting. Very interesting. I mean, they lyrically recorded this. Let me see if I can get it to pull up. And this is coming from off a rare white dolphin, the CBC Chesapeake video. The dolphin hasn't came up yet, but I'm just wanted to share that with you guys for y'all to go out there and check it out. Again, this is coming from the CBM, the Chesapeake Bay Media of the rare white dolphin. You guys check that out. But for the meantime, go ahead and check out your sister on at Cynthia J22. At Cynthia J22 on YouTube. Follow me there, subscribe, hit that like button, and share. Also, you can check out all my music that's up there from my past to current. People still asking me, hey, sis, when you going to come out with another? But I'm being led in a different direction right now. I still do sing. So for those who are looking for me to help to be there to sing for weddings or birthdays or particular events, hit your sister up. You can hit me up on my bio. For those who will be on my stream right now, I'm going to go ahead and click that so you can see that at the bottom of my bio. Give your sister a few seconds. I'm going to put that at the bottom for you so y'all can catch that. Oh, my bad, guys. That was the wrong one. You can catch that right at the bottom streaming. And for those who are on TikTok right now, y'all will also be able to catch that information right at the bio. on my bio, on my profile, on the link tree. It will be a link tree / Cynthia J. Gospel out in the East Coast. So if y'all elsewhere, still hit me up, help your sister out. I can definitely be there to sing for your wedding or whatever the special event is. Not only do I sing from a pure heart, I am also a birthing doula and a herbalist. If you're looking for some sea moss, hit your sister up. I will be definitely making my sea moss once again soon because the season is coming again, even though you can do it during the summertime. I definitely make sure I prepare a lot more during the winter because a lot of people don't get enough nutrients during the winter time. For us who get vitamin D deficient, D3 and K2 deficient, because we're indoors, even for those who are indoors during the summertime, which you should be ashamed of yourself that you don't like the sun. Yes, I have to say that because I come across a lot of people that don't say, "Oh, I don't like the sun. It's too hot. It's this." And I'll be looking at them like, "You better go get that vitamin D and you indoors all day. Get it together. Get it together now." So anyway, hit your sister up on Linktree, or if you're on my TikTok, you can hit me in my bio, or if you're in my Linktree, hit me up in my bio, click on it, and it will gear you right to my rare essence for nutritional healing, and you can send me a DM through there, and I will definitely hit you up. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Until next time, I thank y'all for supporting me, always being there, showing love, supporting your sister, being patient with me at short notice because your girl been busy as a mother and a wife doing great things for ministry and for our people in the community. Make sure y'all also check out our dear sister Vicky Dilla on her page, Brother Rizza Islam, Tariq Nasheed, and other great ones. Support your sister within the FBA and hit me up for any updated news or send me some updated news that has not been shared nationwide yet because sometimes there are things out here that we are unaware of what is going on. Please, let's share it. Until next time, I love you guys. Thank y'all. Stay blessed. Stay supporting. Be patient. Be watchful. And protect yourself. Peace and love to all y'all today. Stay tuned. More updates occurring.